Hi friends, I'm Arun and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about another interesting topic which is almost part of everyone's life, and it's about the home loan. And we are going to talk about three topics in this home loan. First is about how to choose the right loan amount and the tenure of the loan. Second is about how to choose the loan provider. And third is about how to finish off your loan quicker and easily. Let's dive into the topics. First, about choosing the right loan amount and the tenure. I want to specifically talk about this topic because I know many of my friends are not exactly sure of the loan amount or the tenure which they have to take. They know an approximate amount and they round it off to the nearest number, both the amount and the tenure, and they just apply for it. But that's not how the loan should work. You should know the exact loan amount and the tenure of the loan so that you put a very good constraint at the time of applying of the loan itself. So I will teach you a simple way of choosing the home loan and the tenure of the loan. For this, I want you to open an Excel sheet and write down the things which I say. So first, write down the investments, the savings which you are going to take out for buying the property. Second, write down all your expenses like the property expenses, the tax, the registration charges. Fourth, write about all your cost of interiors because when you're moving to a new house, you will have some interior work to do as or some renovation works to do, right? Inquire about it, get an approximate cost, and also put this in the Excel sheet. Next thing is about put the cost of the things you want to buy, like the appliances, like the furnitures. It will cost you quite a lot. Next, put the buffer amount as well because you will not know where the expense would come. So put a buffer amount so that it will help you in case of any emergencies. So once you put in all these in the Excel sheet, and if you subtract your expenses minus your savings and investments, you will know the exact loan amount. So I will show you in my Excel sheet now. See here, I have written the savings and investments. So in my case, I have an FD which is around 24 lakhs. My dad helped me out with another 2 lakhs. I had a savings account balance of 3 lakhs, and I had a gold thing which I can sell it for a lakh. And was willing to take 1 lakh away from my mutual fund for buying this property. And also, I put in all my expenditures, the cost of the property, the charges, the registration charges, the interior cost, renovation, the appliance cost, furnitures, and the buffer amount. And if I put in all these and I subtract my savings minus my expenditure, this is the loan amount, exact loan amount which I need, right? So this you can round it off to 40 lakhs. But rounding it off to 45 lakhs or 35 lakhs, it's not required, right? So now we know the exact loan amount. Now, having chosen the loan amount, next step is about choosing the tenure of the loan. For this, again, you have to know how much EMI amount you can afford. So for this, again, the same Excel sheet, put down all your monthly expenses, be it your child expenses, grocery expenses, your gas expenses, water expenses, your fund expenses as well, because you don't want to sacrifice your entire lifestyle for buying a home property. So continue with the outings, continue with the weekend fund, and all those things. Put a cost to it as well, and also put a buffer amount. And now you know your monthly expenses. And this, if you subtract from your monthly salary, which is your take-home salary, you will know how much is the EMI amount you can afford. Again, coming back to my Excel sheet, you see here I have put in all the monthly expenses for the provisions, internet, mobile, and all the things. And I know my total amount expenses will be around 53,000, and my monthly salary after tax is about 92,000. So the EMI which I can afford is around 39,000. It's not around actually. It's almost the exact amount which I'm sure I can pay, right? Plus or minus 1 or 2,000. So this way you know EMI amount you can afford. So now with this we can um, calculate the tenure of the loan. For this, I will use the loan repayment calculator. It has a wide purpose, but I will now just show you how to choose the tenure of the loan with this. Okay, so let me open my Excel sheet. So here, if you see, just ignore the contents on the right hand side of the Excel sheet. Just concentrate on this part. Okay, so here, if you see, I've entered the loan amount which we have arrived, and also I'm going to enter the approximate interest rate in the market. It's around 8.9 percentage, and by default the 10 years is selected. So if you see here, the EMI amount comes to around 50,054, which is way beyond my affordable EMI, right? So I'm going to increase the EMI amount, sorry, years, number of years now. So and 50 years is close to my EMI amount. And now if I increase it to, so say 18 or maybe 19, it's well below. So I'll again reduce the tenure to maybe 17. Yeah, if you see here, yes. So here if you see, it's 30,000, which is 1,000 rupees less than my amount, and this should be good, right? So this is how you arrive at the your tenure of the loan. So now my tenure of the loan will be 17 years to be exact. So don't round it off to 20 or 15 years. This is the exact years you should apply for the home loan, right? So now this is the number of years. This is the EMI which you're going to pay, and this is the loan amount you're going to apply. Now, having decided all the things which we require for applying for the home loan, take these three parameters and approach the loan provider, and you give him all the inputs and let him come back with the things. Don't ever reduce or increase your loan amount or your tenure. Go with this particular specification and approach the bank. Now the next step is about choosing the home loan provider. So for this, I'm not going to shortlist any of the banks. For this, I'm going to just explain about the factors which are required for choosing the home loan provider in your case. First, it's about bank should be willing to allow you to do prepayments. I'll talk in detail about this in the next section. Second is about the bank should allow you to increase your EMI amount by a percentage whenever you require. Third is about the bank should be flexible with the interest rate adjustments, not only at the time of increase by RBI, but also when the RBI decreases, your bank should be willing to reduce your interest rates. Fourth is about having a presence online or should have a branch nearby. I'll take two examples to explain why these factors are important. First example is about I have a friend who took a home loan from LIC. But the problem is the LIC has a main branch only in this main city, and for him to do prepayments or to approach for any questions or clarity, he has to plan for it. He has to go and approach the branch, and he has to waste an entire day on it. So he postpones some of the prepayments and he misses out an important thing, right? So it's very important to choose a provider who has a presence online or has a branch nearby. Second case, I'll take an example of SBI. This is about positive thing where SBI allows you to do very little amount of prepayments, like multiples of thousands, 10,000s, and those kind of things. But other banks, say HDFC, allows you to do only prepayment of 2 or 3 times your EMI. So you're paying an EMI of 30,000, you can only pay an amount of 1 lakh or more than. You are a guy who's going to pay any amount you get from at the end of your month or any amount you have, right? But then some may not require that stress because people are willing to save it and they pay a good amount at the end of the year. So depending on your profile, choose any provider which suits your needs. And next important topic is about how to finish off your loan quicker and faster and stress free. Because once you've taken the home loan, a big amount of your salary or a big amount of your savings will go towards your home loan EMI, which puts your mental stress on. So it's very important that you just do some financially good things and you don't worry about your home loan, and the home loan will be over on its own and will be over in a shorter tenure itself. Okay, all you have to do is follow some disciplines which I will mention now. First, it's about prepayment. Second is about EMI increase. And what is more important is both these things you have to do at the initial tenure of the loan. Say, like if you're taking a loan for 15 years, you have to do this both the things at the initial 5 or 6 years to have a maximum effect on your tenure of the loan. Okay, I'll explain why this is important. Coming back to my Excel sheet, here, as you see, we have already entered the home loan amount, and this is the amortization table, just spread across the number of years we have chosen, 17 years, right? So it's across 17 years, and every EMI you pay has a principal and interest component to it. So if you see here, the amount which I'm paying is 38,000, and that gets distributed to the interest and the principal. And why I said prepayment or the EMI increase you have to do in the initial years is because of this. If you see here, the whatever EMI you pay, most of the amount or like 70 to 80% of the amount goes to the interest and only a small amount goes to the principal. And this trend continues to almost half of your tenure, right? So till almost 9 to 10 years, your principal and the interest does not match. What your principal contribution to the principal increases only like almost 10 years after your loan starts. What happens is every month after your EMI payment, your balance gets reduced by the principal amount, and then the interest is recalculated from the subsequent month. The more you contribute to the principal in the initial term, reduces your tenure to a larger extent. That's why it's very, very important to pay the prepayment or your EMI increase in the initial tenure of the loan. Coming back to the topic, the two ways, right? The first one is about prepayment. Prepayment is something paying an amount which is in lump sum. Like say you got an annual bonus or investment has been matured. So you can take this bulk amount and do a prepayment to the home loan, which goes to your principal. And when the principal gets reduced, or interest gets reduced, and your total tenure gets reduced. So I'll show you with an example how drastic the effect of your prepayment is. Coming back to the Excel sheet, say like I got an annual bonus of 2 lakhs. And so if you see here, your total number of months you're going to pay is 204, right? Or 17 years. And I'm paying every 13th month I get a bonus. So I'm paying, say, 2 lakhs is the bonus I'm getting. If you see here, like it drastically reduced by 20 months, right? 204 it was, and now it is 184. So if you do a prepayment of 5 installments, you save 15 installments, right? So this is the concept. So, but if you do this in the later stage, it will not have a big impact. For example, I do it maybe in the 10th year, right? So what you get is you say your tenure gets reduced only by 9 months, right here, and there your tenure reduced by 20 months. So that's the difference. So that's what I said. All the things repayments you have to do it in your initial tenure of the loan, so that there'll be a maximum effect on your tenure of the. Coming back to the topic, second option is about increasing your home loan EMI. And increasing the home loan EMI also directly goes to the principal. Like say you're paying a 38,000, sorry, 40,000, 38,000 as the EMI. Or if you increase by 3,000 every month, this extra 3,000 goes towards your principal. Again, I'll show you the effect of this on the tenure of the loan. Okay. So now say from 11th month, I increased by say 10%, right? Or say 3,500. And I'm going to do this for remaining of the term. Increase this remaining of the terms, and approximately you see again a 172. So 32 installments you have saved. And just an increase of 10% in the initial year saves you around 32 installments in total. You see the impact, right? So this is the whole thing you have to worry about. Say this if you do it every year consistently. What do I mean by consistently is if you increase the loan EMI amount every year by 10%. Say this year 3,500, it's going to 4,000, and next year it's going to be 4,500. Every year if you increase, it will this again tenure of the loan will have a drastic impact. Again, prepayment if you do consistently every year. So one time payment of 2 lakhs got you saved you 20 installments. And another 1 lakh, 2 lakh payment the next year will save you another maybe 18 installments. Right? So this is how you should do it consistently. Don't worry about your home loan. Just do any of the things. I have mentioned two ways of finishing your home loan quicker, right? Do any one of these things and you don't need to worry about your home loan hereafter. Okay. And if you combine these two, so I have also increased my EMI, and also I got a lump sum amount maybe this year, right? 204 to 158. This is almost 45 installments of saving, and that too in the first year. So you have actually reduced your tenure by almost 4 years, right? Just like that, by just doing two things, combining. See the power of doing prepayment and EMI together, right? But just to an example, it's not required to do both. Following just one as a mandatory and other as an option one will free you of the home loan quicker, faster, and without any stress. So my advice is increase your home loan EMI every year, because most of us are salaried professionals. So increasing your home loan EMI by some percentage should be good, and having the lump sum amount in your FDs or something. And by the end of the year, if you don't require for any other purpose, do a prepayment or have it and use for your personal expenses, which is very much required, because having money in your bank account for any emergency situations is very good for peaceful sleep. And tightening the screws on all sides will put your big stress on your life. So do any one of these things consistently, and you will finish your home loan faster. And do the other thing, whenever you have enough money. And the last one, which is not part of the prepayment, but make this as an habit. Every year or every 6 months, have a check with the bank, check the prevalent interest rate in the market, and check with the bank whether they can reduce your interest rate for you, because they don't just reduce the interest rate, so you have to ask for it. So call them, talk to them, and say, this is what my friend is getting, this is what the market rate is, and I want you to match it. And they will reduce the interest rate, which will again save you amount and also reduce your tenure of the. And also one more thing, whenever you do any of these the things, there'll be two options: one, to reduce your tenure, or to reduce your EMI. Okay, always choose the tenure stuff. Don't go for your decrease in EMI amount, because that's not going to benefit. Always finish your home loan quicker, and always opt for the tenure decrease. Okay, that's it, friends. Enjoy your new property, and finish your home loan peacefully by just following the steps what I have given. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and do put in your comments. I'm ready to answer those questions, and see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.